All right, so in this lecture, we want to implement filtering on the client. Now, this works well if you are dealing with a small data set, like a few hundreds or less than 1,000 records. So with client-side filtering, then you don't have to do a round trip to the server to filter the data. And it's also faster from the user's point of view. So this is what we do. In ng-on-init, when we get the vehicles, we're going to store the result in two fields. One is this.vehicles, and the other is this.allVehicles. So we want to have a separate field where we store all the vehicles that we have retrieved from the server. And we will use this list as the input when applying the filters. So let's declare this field, allVehicles, which is a vehicle array. Now in onFilter change, first I'm going to declare a variable, call it vehicles, and set it to this.allVehicles. Now again, I'm going to show you a pattern. Whether you have one filter or 10 filters, use the same pattern. So if this.filter.makeID is truthy, vehicles equals vehicles.filter, v goes to v.make.id equals this.filter.makeID. Okay, now if we had two filters, we could do if this.filter.modelID exactly the same way. Vehicles equals vehicles.filter, v goes to v.model.id equals this.filter.modelID. Okay? So we apply all these filters, and then at the end, we set this.vehicles to this vehicles variable. Let's try it. So here I'm going to select make one, and now all the makes here are make one. If I select make two, we have only one record with the ID 3. So the happy path is working. What if I select a blank make? That's working too. Beautiful. Now I would like to extend this and add a button to reset the filters. So in our template, first I'm going to wrap this form group for our dropdown list inside a div with the class well. And then I'm going to remove this well here, because now we want to have multiple objects inside a div with the class well. So one of them is a form group for our dropdown list, and the other is a button with the class btn and btn-default. We call it reset. Let's have a look. Beautiful. So now let's handle the click event of this button. We bind it to reset filter. Now in the component, I'm going to add this method, reset filter. And here we simply set this.filter to a new blank object, and then call this on filter change. Again, look, we're implementing this in an object-oriented way. We're not passing arguments around. All the state is in the class. So let's select make two. We have one record, reset. The filter is reset, and you can see all the vehicles here. Beautiful. So this is client-side filtering. Next, we're going to look at server-side filtering.